Hi Chelsea fans, welcome to another video of Blues Unscripted. In this video I'm going to be talking about this topic, who the next Chelsea captain should be. This topic has been so polarizing on the internet amongst Chelsea fans, and they've been throwing out names, Reece James, Thiago, Kepa, Enzo, even Santos, the new guy. So in this video I'm going to give you guys three candidates that I feel deserve to be Chelsea's new captain. And what I'm going to do, I'll mention their names, I'll tell you, I'll make a case for them, and I'll also make a case against them, just like it's like we're in the law court or something like that. But I'll make a case for them and make a case against them, give you the pros and the cons, and then I'll put the questions to you guys at the end of the video that, hey, who would you want to be the Chelsea captain? Let's get into it. All right, I'm going to start with Ben Chilwell. So Ben Chilwell in a recent interview was asked if he would want to be the Chelsea captain, and here's his response. He said, "I would love to be captain." I'm sure you've had that answer of a few of the players. I was captain of the youth team at Leicester and thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it brings the best out in me and my game, having a little bit more pressure and trying to help people around me. I think it's one of my strengths. And then he said, I don't think you need an armband to be a leader, though. So whether I get it or I don't, I'll continue to do what I'm doing. That's Ben Chilwell. So for Ben Chilwell, he's been the captain of Leicester's youth team, so he has experience, but that's youth team. And also he captained us recently in the friendly game in the US tour, and which he played well too. And my only problem with Ben Chilwell is the fact that if you're a captain, you need to be on the field, play games often, encourage players and everything. Like, the main thing is you need to be on the field to, like if someone misses a penalty, you go to them, embrace them and tell them, forget about it, let's keep going. If the team is not playing well, you tell them, hey, come on guys, just to cheer everybody on, and also look at someone, point a finger and say, hey, you're not doing your job. Now, I don't think Ben Chilwell will be able to do that. Why? He gets injured always. Like, he gets injured. You guys remember, he just came back from an ACL injury that took him out for months. So you need your captain to be present on the field. So that's a downside. But other than that, he has experience. Ben Chilwell will always give you 110% on the field. So Ben Chilwell is my number one candidate. Now let's go to my number two candidate, Reece James. Reece James. So Reece James, very nice guy, very good player. I feel like he might get this captaincy, but let me go ahead and make a case for him. So he was also asked recently if he would want to be the Chelsea captain, and he said, I've always dreamt of the captaincy. I said, I've always dreamt of the captaincy. And then he went ahead to say, of course, I would want to be captain. I've been at Chelsea my whole life. I've always dreamt of it. I'm sure when the time is right, hopefully it happens. And also during the press conference a few days ago, they asked Mauricio Pochettino, hey, is Reece James one of the options you're considering? And he said yes, it's one of the options he's looking at as well. Reece James has been with Chelsea like when he was 6 years old, and one of the I don't know if you guys know this, but Reece James captained the Chelsea youth team. He captained the Chelsea youth team. So the youth team won the FA Cup final versus Arsenal in April 30th of 2018, and Reece James was the captain. So he's been captaining the team. Like, when you're talking about true Chelsea player, it's Reece James right there. Like, he's been with us, played for us, giving us exceptional stuff. He had the opportunity of going to Real Madrid, but he did not go because he loves Chelsea. And when everybody like Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, all these guys are leaving us, It did not go anywhere. It's still there. And just recently against Newcastle, he captained Chelsea. So experience, he's got it. Skills, he's got it. And I feel like he's that person that would also point at you and say, hey, come on, man, pick it up. You're not running fast as you should. Cover this space. I feel like he can be vocal and also call you out, make you accountable for anything you're doing on the field. Now, my only issue with Mason Mount is that my only issue with Reece James is that he's always injured. He's always injured. You guys remember he just played his first game in as much as 3 months for us against Newcastle. He played 60 minutes. He has not played for a long time. So you need your captain to be on the field, right? To be on the field playing so they can captain from the field. It's good to captain from the dressing room, that's fine, but they still need to captain from on the field, because I feel like that's one of the most important aspects of being a captain. So injury with him, it's the only downside that I see. But if you ask me now, who do you think is going to captain Chelsea? I think he's going to go to Reece James, but if he can stay healthy, we are good. Now, my number 3 candidates, and the last one is Thiago Silva. When you're talking about wealth of experience, he's got it. So Thiago Silva has captained Brazil to the World Cup. He's been Brazil's captain for the longest. I think he's still currently the Brazilian captain. So when you're talking about experience, this guy has got experience. He's got experience, and he captained the Brazilian side with David Luiz, Neymar, all these egoistic players that are they're huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're very huge, but he was able to captain them, bring them down to earth. So you will know with this young crop of players we have, he's going to take care of them. He's seen everything. Now, Thiago Silva captained Brazil, right? Let's put that aside. He also went and captained PSG. When he went to PSG, he went there and captained with Neymar there, with Mbappe and all these stars like Verratti. He captained them there, and so you can see the experience when it comes to bringing down ego or big players and stuff. He's seen it, done it, so he knows how to handle egos and stuff in the dressing room. So with Chelsea's players that are very, very young right now, who else do you want to give them to? You want to give them to Thiago Silva with a wealth of experience, right? So that's my case for him. I feel like we should, give him the captaincy because of his experience and everything, but he's not been at Chelsea for the longest. 3 years or 4, going to 4 years? Yeah, he's not been at Chelsea for that long, but he has also captained us in regular games when what's his name, when Aspilicueta is not around, Jorginho is not around, he wears the captaincy band, and he has led like he was. When everybody was playing so bad last season, Thiago Silva held his own. He did what he could. He never gets injured. He's always going to be on the field. He's got the experience. Captain Brazil, and he also captained PSG. These are teams filled with stars, and he was able to be their captain. So the only downside that I see for Thiago Silva is the fact that he may not play a lot of games, and the reason is because of his age, and they need to give room to other players to grow. So those are my 3 candidates that I feel should coach. But I want to hear from you guys. Who do you guys think should? I keep saying coach. That I feel should captain Chelsea. So I want to hear from you guys. Who do you want to captain Chelsea for the new season? Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell, Reece James? Comment below. Like this video and share with your friends. Follow us on our social media platforms. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep the blue flag flying high. Come on, you Chelsea.